Morning. Welcome back to another one. Today, we're playing Abscission. Been really hyped to play this. Waiting. Craving. I don't know what it's about. Let's get into it. Anyway, I hope you're doing well. Ashfield, Massachusetts. I can't read. A place like any other. No. Sorry, I know how to say it. I know the place. I had lived there my whole life. In that town, crouched by the river. It was a direct reflection of the humanity that clustered within it. Its flaws and its virtues, while also presenting as a macrocosm of the human body. I feel like I can't read right now. It had the capacity for healthy growth. But when it was infected, it could burst. Oh shit, it's blood. Riverside, Ashfield. Thursday, August 1st, 1991. 10:07 p.m. Left click to interact and talk, right click to examine.
No one is using this elevator tonight. You'll have to take the stairs.
Why?
Sorry, ma'am. As I said before, I can't tell you that.
But it's our building.
That's the way it is. Here we go.
Do you want to take the stairs?
Hell no.
Well, this cop says we can't use the elevator.
That's bullshit.
And what about Mrs. Takahara? You want her to walk up 3 flights on that hip?
I'm sorry, but the elevator can't be used. I don't know how many other ways I can say it.
Then we'll go to the damn bar instead.
Sorry, ma'am. You need to stay for the moment. We may need to ask you some more questions.
I don't believe this.
Officer Bruce? Would you look at that? Will Stanhope. What the hell are you doing here? This ain't a vice case. Hey, Hogan, is this a vice case? I'm busy, Bruce. Well, it ain't.
Stanhope can sometimes be presented with different ways of navigating a conversation based on 4 temperaments. What are they? Melancholic, organized, detailed, thoughtful. This approach focuses on the details, allowing Stanhope to get to the heart of the matter. Look at him grabbing his shoulder, rubbing him up and down. Don't worry, baby. How do you say that? Phlegmatic, calm, diplomatic, rational. Sometimes a level of sympathy is needed to build trust before the facts can be discovered. Oh shit, is he getting mad at him? He's calling him out now. Cleric? How do you say that? Efficient, confident, demanding.
It is a human truth that people lie, and sometimes these lies can only be overturned with a strong will. Common ground, this one. He's like talking to him. Sanguine? Sorry. Sociable, optimistic, humorous. Fear can stall a witness. A little human connection goes a long way. There's no single approach that works best for all conversations, and Stanhope will need to use all of them in order to be the best he can be. This game adapts to our choices. People will remember how Stanhope spoke to them and may respond differently in the future, so consider each response carefully. Will Stanhope's destiny is in your hands. I forgot his name is Will. Will Stanhope's destiny is in your hands. Choose wisely. Stanhope was from the last game, right? He was a guy. Okay. I think we're gonna go with organized, detailed, thoughtful. I didn't know this is what his face looked like, though. Clearly, Luna thought I could help. What? Some guy who went batshit in his last murder case and now spends his time detailing small-town pushers? Bruce, save this for the precinct. Precinct? I don't know. I'm not looking for a fight. Just tell me how to get to the crime scene. Top floor. The only way up is the elevator. Unless you fancy the fire escape. Oh, so he can take the elevator. Lady, I swear to God. Let's talk to this elderly lady. I would find her later if I needed to. First, I need to see the detective Luna upstairs. Fine, okay. Oh. Looked a little bloody. Stanhope's inventory can be accessed here. Okay. Journal can be here. And yeah, options. Right there. Stanhope's inventory stores all of his clues and any item he collects. Allows him to pick up an item to use. Use the crystals to navigate up or down. Those are required to help the group. Make sure you examine evidence. Okay. Here I am. Stanhope. We got the forensic team. Blood all over the floor. Let's talk to you. Come here, Braintree. Officer. You must be Detective Stanhope. I don't know why I gave him that voice. Very Institute. Was it the coat? Also, the fact that they let you in. I'm Officer Dan Braintree. It's a weird last name. Good to meet you. Tired. What do you know about the crime scene? The most, I suppose. I was the first responder on the scene. According to the landlord, the fixed name is Serena Challenger. Challenor? She's upstairs. I thought it was just domestic. Did you see anyone else when you got here? Just a couple of residents milling around. There are no neighbors exactly, as the victim rented the whole top floor. Oh, I think this place used to be a factory or something. I think they're being confined to their apartments for the time being until we know more. Actually, they seem to be buzzing around the lobby. You'll have to talk to Bruce about that. That was a call. Just after 9 p.m., the landlord called it in. What's his name? Carl Laidlaw. Last I saw, he was with Hogan. Alright. Anything else I need to know? Oh. Shit. No, I can't ask that again. I can just keep talking to him, huh? You look tired. Been up since 5 this morning. Couldn't sleep. Maybe you should get a coffee. I will. But not from this kitchen. Kind of fair, yeah? I haven't seen a crime scene like this for a long time. Sure is. I haven't seen anything like it. Just wait until you see upstairs. Worse than this? I'd prepare myself if I were you. It's not pretty. Where's Detective Luna? In the bedroom. I don't know what she's doing in there. I wouldn't want to stay looking at that. Alright. Goodbye, Braintree. It's enough out of you. Later, Stanhope. Detective Stanhope to you. Right. Sorry, sir. Yeah, you fucking slacker. Let's look at the table. No need to grab it. No reason to bother them. Fine. There was a bookcase. There was nothing I needed from the bookcase. Collection of paintings. There was no go through the paintings. Alright, I guess we'll just look at this. About a small black book filled with addresses and phone numbers. I decided it could be useful. Let's go upstairs. Oh, good lord. What the fuck? Her name was Serena Challenor. I've never seen anything like it. Are you sure? What do you mean, Luna? What is this? Look at her, Stanhope. Look at her. I don't wanna. She looks fucked up. That would have been tampering with the crime scene. Not my style. They said to look at her. Oh yeah, right click. The woman, or what was left of her, was tied to the wall. Her jaw was distended. It was probably broken. Her skin was a patchwork of blood bruises. Ribs pushed through ragged flesh. She appeared to have been hollowed out. With every little besides bone and gristle left inside the sagging remains of her torso. Oh, with very little. Oh my god, sorry. I told you I can't read. It's kind of fucked up, isn't it? No need to open the window. Outside, life in Ashfield continued to crawl along, oblivious to the carnage within the apartment. Alright, what the fuck is that? Have you been here long? About 20 minutes. I was surprised you called me. Honestly, so was I. But I hope you can see why. Just look at that poor woman. There are other detectives. Isn't Jim Lewis your partner? She's on leave, but even if he wasn't, I think you're a better fit. I don't understand. Do you need my expertise with evidence gathering? Just look at her, Will. Doesn't this remind you of anything? Lascato prosthetics, the disappearance of Cassandra Burgress. There was a twitch in her eye, between the lid and the orbital floor. There was a tiny window to the nerves beneath. I see. I need to get my head around the scene. I understand. And you look for some leads while I'm up here? Anything to get us started. Will do. About this case. What do you know so far? The victim's name is Serena Challenger. Hogan is getting some more details from the landlord. He was babbling when I got here. I can see why. Do we have any suspects? Not yet. Hopefully we can find something around here that gives us a lead. Do you think this is linked to the Lascato case? Look at her. Will, can you really tell me this isn't the same way the others died? Well, I can certainly see the similarities. But that means nothing without a proper investigation. Similarities. Her body has been emptied. You can't tell me that's a typical modus operandi. Of course not. But look at these ropes. I don't even know what they're made of. There were fibers found around Lascato too, but burned up in the fire. They could have been there. That's a stretch. Look, I'm not saying that I'm taking Lascato off the table as a possibility. What are you saying, Will? The Lascato case was horrific, and I don't blame you for responding to the emotionally charged media. I can't say. There was a momentary flare of anger in her eyes before she sighed and took another drag from her cigarette. Well, you're a good man, but you need to learn more about the people. Let's discuss something else, okay? Amelia? Yes, well. It's been a long time. 2 years, give or take. Not the way I'd hoped to meet again. You can't pick the hand you're dealt, I guess. Are you looking after yourself? Yes, of course. Of course. They got a past, huh? What have you found so far? Not much. I'm still taking it all in. Sorry, it's just... Look at her. Can't imagine what she went through. Let's do this now. We should catch up. Yeah, it's a good time to do it. I can't think about that now. There's too much here. I need to think. Of course. I don't mean that I don't want to talk. I understand, Luna. Probably more than most. I know you do. They really got it past. I'll have a look around. Thanks, Will. Will Stanhope, you little dog. You little dog. Look at that painting. It was a curious, parched landscape. The earth had an odd texture, remarkably opalescent. Sorry, again. I can't read. The brushwork was almost photorealistic. Personally preferred my art a little more abstract, but could see the appeal. The forensic team were busy. She was marking the blood stains, so it was going to be a time-consuming job. I recognized him. It was hard to tell with the mask. Let me in there. Let me open the dresser. A dresser with heavy wood and well built. It was an antique vase, rather plain but imposing nonetheless. Perhaps it was a family heirloom. I think that's pretty much all in here. Look around for a little bit more. It was an artist's easel, fallen on the floor with scattered brushes and a half-complete canvas surrounding it. The half-complete canvas had fallen to the floor, in which seemed to be a forest through water. A curious image. They were scanning everything. There were pots and paints, brushes and palette on the table. Green paint had been spilled, dripped onto the floor, staining the planks. Not the plagues. They were deep in conversation about the crime scene. There was an obvious uneasiness in their eyes. The amount of blood, I couldn't blame them. Let's check it. Let's look at it. Oh, that was cool. He squatted down. There was a considerable amount of blood staining the cloth that covered the floor. Judging from the color and viscosity, it was still relatively fresh. There's a leather jacket lying on the couch. I assumed it was fashionable, but really had no idea. There appears to be something in one of the pockets. I got that already. A patron man I hadn't met before was standing nearby. I noticed he kept glancing up at the stairs. His badge read Braintree. He looked like he needed a cup of coffee. I told you. Just the way it is right now. I'm sorry. Hope you deal with it. The bookcase had an interesting collection, though not any kind of in any kind of order or by genre or author. Most of the books were in the works of artists using very different techniques. Warhol sat next to Vallejo, for example. But there were some classics mixed in, such as The Rights of Man by Thomas Paine, and the philosophical work of Woolf and Craven. It was most likely a lifetime's accumulation, rather than a chosen selection from a larger collection. A large collection of painted canvases, many of them framed, filled shelving that ran across the back of the apartment wall. This was more than simply a hobby, so it was a vocation. I could ask the landlord about this in order to flesh out the victim's background. Or well, let's go back down. Oh, everybody's gone. Did they go to the bar? Bruce, where's everybody? Officer Bruce?
Stanhope.
Got time for a word?
Not really. Neither do you. Let's get this wrapped up so we can go home, yeah?
Fine, fucking dillweed. Officer Bruce, Steve Bruce, was 6'5", muscles and bad attitude. We'd have several run-ins over the years, but he was a reliable cop for the most part. What's going on, Hogan? Officer Hogan.
Detective Stanhope. Who had the scene upstairs.
That's an understatement. Are you finished with the landlord?
Uh-huh. He's all yours.
Sir.
Huh? Sorry.
May I ask you a few questions?
I spoke to the other guy. The cop over there. He said I'm not in trouble.
Am I in trouble? No, sir. We just need to get a clear picture of what's happened here. What's your name, sir? It's Carl. Carl Laidlaw. Told the other guy this. Relax. It's just to be polite. I like to know who I'm talking to. You're the landlord? And janitor, handyman, you name it. Let's discuss what happened tonight. Can you start by telling me your involvement? I wasn't involved. I just found her. So you called it in? Yeah. And what time was this at? About 9:30, I think. I don't know. The other cops said that was the time. I didn't look. So, start from the beginning, if you could. You went up to her apartment? Yeah. You had a key. I got keys to all the apartments. It's my building. Miss Challoner didn't have a door as such. What with her having the whole top floor, see? They used to be an old clothes factory, so you need to unlock the button at the top floor. Melancholic. Is it usual for you to visit your tenants so late? I don't know. I hadn't seen her for a few days. I see. Was there anything in particular that made you visit her so late? I had stuff to do. A leaky faucet, a broken light. Why? I'm just trying to put a picture together. Every detail is important. Please, talk me through what happened. When you opened the lift door. I saw the blood. Been up there. It's everywhere. I just stood there for a while, too scared to move. Then I called out to see if Miss Chandler was okay. There was no answer, so I searched the place. I was careful not to touch the blood, of course. When I got to the bedroom, I saw. Yes. I don't fucking know what I saw. You've been up there. What the fuck are those rope things? Who could have ripped her apart like that? Anyway, I ran up the there as fast as I could and called the cops. That's it. That's the whole story. I'd like to ask you a few questions about the victim. Okay, sure. Was she involved in anything dangerous? Maybe. She wore black clothes all the time, listened to loud rock music, all that stuff. Yeah, that makes you're dangerous. Wearing black clothes is hardly dangerous. I know that, but these kids today get drunk all the time, get into drugs. The paintings were really weird sometimes, really oily. I don't know how to describe it. Maybe she just liked oil painting. How long have you known Miss Challoner? Since January. I think she moved here from down south somewhere. Said she wanted a fresh start. She ain't local. And she rented the top floor? She said she wanted somewhere with enough space to get her paintings done. How would you describe her personality? I don't know, buddy. She was quiet, Always paid on time. Was polite enough. Towards the end, she sorta changed. In what way? Was she depressed? If anything, it was the opposite. She just smiled all the time. Maybe she was on drugs. She hung around with some shady characters. Like who? People come by, guys. I didn't ask their names. Looking at her apartment, she seemed like an artist. Yeah, she was, and a good one, I suppose. Not just an artist. She helped run a gallery, too. Sold her paintings there. Guess she brought some money with her when she came to town. A gallery? Do you remember the name of it? Star something. Starlit Gallery, I think. It's over in Neptune. Her and some other girl ran it. I never met her. Clue gained. Nice. Location, Starlit Gallery. So we're trying to get clues like that. It was a solid lead. I need to let Luna know. Nice. Let's discuss something else. If you say so. Thank you. I appreciate the help. Alright, well, we got some stuff. We got some information, Luna. Luna. You still in the room. You should leave this room, Luna. I think you should get out of here. Amelia. Yes, Will? I found out where Serena worked. It's called the Starlit Gallery. I've been there, in Neptune, right? That's what the landlord said. Can you follow that up for me? Consider it done. I'll have a look around. See you later, alligator. Get the fuck out of here. Alright, so I'm gonna leave. See ya. Oh. I need more leads. Oh, there's an ice cream stain on the floor.
Some people had no respect for their surrounding. It made me sick. Sick, Johnny.
Hogan. Quite the scene upstairs. It's an understatement. Are you finished? Oh, I already did that. Is more leads? Okay. Sorry. I'm just saying sorry to myself anyway. But yeah. Let's bloody boot prints. Oh shit. I can't pick up a bloody boot print. There's boot prints leading from the pool of blood towards the elevator. Relatively large, most likely a man's. Perhaps they were the landlord's. Check his feet. Let's check his feet.
Hey, let me look at your feet.
Found a set of boot prints in her apartment. Do you have any idea who they may belong to? I don't know. She had a few visitors, but I can't really remember them. She did have a boyfriend a couple of months back. Some young punk with green hair and a medal on his face. I think he wore some big leather boots. Do you remember his name? She called him Marky. So Mark something? I don't know his last name. Clue gained. Name Mark. It's a start, but I need to find out the surname. Alright, thanks. Can I leave now? There are more leads to be found. Okay. Some broken glass on the ground. I wasn't gonna run my hands through the broken glass, but there was one shard that appears larger than the others and was glistening with blood. One piece of glass was stained with blood as though it had been used as a weapon. It needed to be sent to the lab. What are you doing, forensic team? Slipped on a glove and carefully pegged the glass for future analysis. Needed to let Luna know. Oh, Luna. Oh, Luna. Get out of this room yet? I found a piece of glass that looks like it might have been used in the murder. I'll get it to Dr. Abdulov. Thanks, Will. Hope it gives us something. There you go. Bye. These boots were made for walking. Can I leave yet? And that's just what they'll do. I'm not leaving anywhere. What the fuck? I need to find you. Where is this shit? Need to find more shit, huh? Some more stuff, huh? Some sneaky little stuff, huh? Got some Snickers. Where is it? Come on. There's gotta be something around a broken vent. Look at that, it's bloody. Tampering with evidence is not my style. Blood dripped from the broken vent. The metal was buckled and torn. Who could have done this? Yeah, that's actually a little concerning. Hey, was that a handprint? A bloody handprint, rather large. Could it have been the perps? If I missed all that stuff, there's probably other shit I missed too. Why can't I use the stairs? It's just really long. Just really tall. Really tall. Shoot him. Shoot him dead. Okay. Open up the fucking pocketbook. We have a name. Oh. I figured it out. Mark Torrance. Alright, that's good, right? We can get the fuck out of here now. God damn it. No, I'll go tell Luna. Luna. Hey, Luna. Found a name, Mark Torrance. He was involved with Serena. Great work. Can you follow that up for me tomorrow? Gonna need to stay with forensics tonight to score the apartment. Of course. Make sure you get some sleep when you can. I'll do my best. Had enough leads. Luna could finish up here. It was time for me to get some sleep. Gonna head back now. I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Thanks for your help, Will. Well, let's get the fuck out of here. Yes, finally. The night was unexpectedly calm. The air was thick as soup, clinging to my bones as I fell asleep in my easy chair. The town seemed to be holding its breath. If I dreamed, I couldn't remember it, but it was nothing new. The dawn sunlight was bleached bone. It was around the time I was drinking my second cup of coffee that I realized I had missed Abigail's birthday again. She probably hadn't noticed. I had never been much of a father, but she had never really needed me, even when her mother passed away. Maybe I'd ring her later, but first, it was time to visit the morgue. Dr. Aduvol, I don't know, had been burning the midnight oil. Thank you for completing the autopsy so promptly, Dr. Aduvol. I appreciate you working through the night.
No skin off my nose. I couldn't sleep. My daughter had a puppy for her birthday, and the poor thing seemed to be scared of the dark. Cries all through the night. It's like having another child. And please, call me Timmer. I know we're at work, but there's no one else here. Why are you always so formal?
If a person earns a doctorate, should be respected in my view.
Ha! Please tell my wife that next time you're over for dinner. We'll see how that goes. Now, shall we get started?
Certainly. Do you have a time of death?
That's a difficult question to answer.
How so?
Looking at the relative lack of cloudiness within the corneas, I would place the time of death at between 8 and 9 p.m. yesterday.
That fits with the statement from Chandler's landlord.
The livor mortis, the lividity of the blood, as it pools underneath the skin, places to death at 2 or 3 days ago. And then there's a soft tissue, both attached to the corpse and separate. There are aspects of necrosis that could place the time of death at a week ago.
How was that possible?
Honestly, I'm not sure.
What was the cause of death?
Well, from the scattering of the organs, you would assume a swift death due to blood loss and trauma. At least, that was my first assessment. But the timings don't match.
What do you mean?
The lungs are relatively fresh. I mean, I wouldn't want to put them on my pizza. Yes, well, I mean to say that, judging from the lack of necrosis, they largely match the time of death measured through the corneal cloudiness. The liver, however, is in a very poor state. The tissue is degrading and necrosizing. At an alarming rate.
I'm so sorry.
Similarly, some of the skin around her stomach also carries the same, sponginess, for lack of a better word.
Perhaps it could be caused by some kind of acid.
Maybe. If she was submerged in the bath of a corrosive agent, acid, or alkali, it could, but no. The skin of her legs, while showing lividity, is relatively well preserved. It's as if parts of her body were long dead while she was still alive. Honestly, it's a little disconcerting.
A little?
Perhaps it would affect me more if I'd had more sleep. Everything is a little vague.
Have you analyzed the glass shard? Was it the murder weapon?
I can't say for sure. Looking at the chest cavity and the stomach, the skin doesn't seem to be cut. It's more like a series of tears. To be honest, the skin is in such a bad condition that it could have probably been pulled apart by someone's hands.
Oh.
Unbelievable. And yet true. With regards to the glass, the majority of the blood matches the blood type of the victim. However, there was another type. I sent a sample to the database to be checked against existing DNA profiles. Maybe you'll get a match.
Thank you.
What about the rope that was found at the scene? Rope? Oh yes, of course. I have a small section of it here. Where's the rest of it? On ice. You'll see why. What the hell am I looking at here? I wish I knew. I haven't sent a piece of for DNA analysis, but it will take a day or two. It's organic matter, freshly yet run through the fibers, rather like cooked celery. It's as if a vine were crossed with a digestive tract.
It had a rather tough exterior, but the insides are almost liquid. I'm aware of how it sounds. Please, inspect it. Tell me what you think. I'm no doctor. I hardly think that matters with this substance. It's moving. Yes. It's fascinating, isn't it? And watch this. If I use a pin to agitate it. Oh. Good Lord. It appears soft on the surface. Sometimes. What do you mean? It shivers on occasion, a ripple that tenses the surface, a spasm of sorts. These strands, are they growing? Apparently so. I will freeze this section soon, believe me. This appears torn. I tried to cut it with my scalpel. There were strong strands running beneath the surface. Surface. It was like working around knots in wood. It was the best I could do. I don't know what to make of this, of any of it. Why are you even taking the case? Your vice. Luna asked me, and I have the time. Do you? I'll make time. If you say so. I'm going to the office. Can you fax me the complete report to me? Of course. It'll be done within the hour. Before you go, there's just one more thing. Might be nothing, but it struck me as a little curious. The victim has a tattoo. Is that so odd? Well, maybe not. It was quite recent, and the flesh was inflamed, as if it were infected. It was a diamond, bright red, on the inside of her left wrist. Noted. Thank you, Timber. You'll let me know if you find anything else. Of course. Clue gained. Diamond tattoo. Well, yes. Please, look after yourself. Will do. Will do, get it? Anyway, I'll be in touch. Yes? Detective Stanhope. It's Officer... Oh. Detective Stanhope. It's Officer Braintree. Braintree. Uh-huh. Sorry, sir. The letter was delivered to you by hand this morning. I left it by your computer. I see. Should I have left it on your other desk with the lamp? I'm sure you'll find it. Is there anything else? I do also have a message from Officer Bruce. Which is? He said to say he apologized for the way he spoke to you last night. Issues at home, apparently. He would have told you himself, but he's not on it until late tonight. Well, that's good to know. Thanks, Braintree. My pleasure, Detective. Dalik. I realized it was raining. Odd for this time of year. But then there was nothing about today that felt right. That rope that had bound Serena Challoner held her on the wall like a fly in a web. What could it be? I tried to put it out of my mind. Abdulov was the best person to work that out. I had my own leads, and it was time to follow them up. Here's the letter. There's a letter in a Melina envelope. A manila envelope. The only writing on the outside was my name and a handwriting I didn't recognize. Oh. I carefully opened the envelope and slipped the letter out. It was It was drawn in what appears to be red wax on a thick paper or papyrus. It was a diamond in the center with the jagged edges. A strange cluster of symbols surrounded it, perhaps an alphabet of some kind. There seems to be a symbol near one of the corners, obscured by what appears to be charcoal. I decided to try to rub the powder away. Something cut me, but that made no sense. I could now see a needle woven into the fibers of the sketch. Why hadn't I seen it before? I shook my head at the failure of observation. I was not repaying Luna's faith in me so far. I washed the blood away and folded the letter back up. I knew I needed to look into who had sent it to me, but I had more pressing issues at the time. Very weird. Let's save. What should we call this? Should we call it Tasty Burger? Save. Did I say fart? I feel like it does not. Anyway, I'll be back. All right. Where were we? Telephones. Click that thing. Hello? What do we call them? I'd call all sorts of people. Okay. I don't know if I got anything to call them about yet, do I? Got this hand-delivered letter. Get off. Get. Okay. Serena's tattoo. Clue mark Thomas. Okay. First of all, I'm just gonna fucking drink. I didn't need anything from there at the moment. Alright. There was nothing on the shelves that could help with a case that's as strange as this one. Ugh. I remembered this case. Uniform responded to neighbors complaining that some teenagers were making a racket in a nearby house. They arrived to find Travis Thomas, 17, curled in the fetal position and whispering, "Take them, not me," over and over again. The strange thing was that Thomas had been partying with 4 of his friends. There was no sign of them in the house. Thomas could tell us nothing. He just kept repeating that damn phrase. We searched the place. Like most teenage Halloween parties, there was a Ouija board, and the teenagers had been playing Spin the Bottle at some point. The weird thing was that when Drummel and I arrived, the bottle was still spinning. It kept spinning as we searched the house, and it only stopped because Drummel put his boot on it. We never found the missing teenagers. Travis spent years in psychiatric care. He was eventually discharged in 1988 and promptly shot himself with his dad's .38 revolver. The gun chamber was still spinning when they found his body. Damn, that's wild. I wasn't thirsty. Fine, don't have any water. Don't do good for yourself. No need to mess that up. It's me, Detective Stanhope. What's this? Oh. Okay, so it's just... I'm gonna get names. It's a closet, okay. Mark Torrance. That's who I need to search out. Is that how you spell that? Display address. If So that's not the right thing, hey? Need to, like, search up. Drunk and disorderly. 150 hours community service. It was hardly the record of a career criminal. But that often meant nothing when it came to violent crime, sadly. Okay. Get his address, I guess. I noted his address. Perhaps it was time to pay Mr. Torrance a visit. An address had been added to Stanhope's map. Well, that's good. Oh yeah, I gotta type in quit. Quirk. Well, let's make some phone calls, I guess. You know? Who we gonna call? Hmm? Amelia? Sorry, Will. I was just trying to get some sleep. I didn't get in until 8 a.m. I will be back on duty later. No problem. I'll keep chasing leads. Shall we catch up this evening? Sounds good. I'll be back at the station by 6. I'll see you then. I don't know why we call other people. Is that my sister? Hello? Hello, Abby. How are you? Oh, it's my daughter. Oh, shit. Dad? Fine, I guess. And you? Fine. I closed my eyes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I forgot your birthday. That's okay. I know you're busy. Matt says hi, by the way. Good, good. He's a good guy. I'm glad you think so. I mean, you've only met him once. I know. Well, I don't want to keep you. Just wanted you to know I was thinking of you. That's nice to know, I guess. Take care, Abby. You too. Well, that was depressing. You've reached Detective Dan Drummel of the APD. Leave a message and I'll look back. Oh shit. I'll get back to you. Can't read. I still had Ben on speed dial. I couldn't bring myself to get rid of it. Phone this guy. Nope. He didn't answer. You've reached the office of Dr. Timur Abdul. Yeah, that guy. Is that the... I remember, yeah. I'm sorry I can't take your call. Please leave a message after the tone. Well, nobody answered. So, at least we phoned our daughter. That's good. Yeah, you did some good stuff there, Stanhope. You apologized. Oh, I didn't need that. Okay, I don't think we need anything else in here right now. Let's leave. Stanhope can explore Ashfield using his map. Okay. Well, we should probably go here. Mark Torrance's apartment. Oh, Mark Torrance's apartment block had seen far better days. The place smelled of mold, as if it had been built from blocks of rot and bound together with misery. Oh. Look at that trash. Touch it. I had no wish to sift through the garbage without a good reason. That's fair. Which apartment was he again? Apartment 27. So none of these? Wait. But I can't leave this. Okay. Let's just knock on doors. There's no answer. Hello? I heard a curse from inside, then footsteps. Oh. The woman gave me a faint smile. Despite her stooped shoulder, she seemed to radiate calm. Ma'am?
Yes? Do you need something? I should tell you, I don't buy from the door.
I'm a detective, ma'am. Will Stanhope. Can I ask you a few questions about your neighbor in number 3, Mark Torrance?
Mark?
She leaned back a little.
Is he in some kind of trouble?
At the moment, I just want to talk to him. That's all.
Well then, ask away.
How long have you known Mark?
We moved in a few years back, maybe 5. Moved here from Worcester, I think he said.
Any family?
He mentioned his pa back home. Never comes to visit, though. I get the impression there was a bad blood there.
And why's that?
Poor boy moved in with nothing more than a rucksack and the clothes on his back. I think he left in a hurry.
Why do you think that is?
Mister, I leave the mind reading to that woman in the stall in Wicker Park.
You didn't ask him.
She narrowed her eyes. You don't prod at a wound that's hurting. You gotta let it heal.
What do you think of him as a neighbor? Any trouble?
Depends on what you mean by trouble. Used to play his music loud, but a broom on the wall a few times put a stop to that.
What about visitors? Anyone concerning?
A few rock and roll types, all metal in their face and black clothes, but they're just kids looking for attention. Give them a smile and they're good as gold. Mark's like that. He likes to act tough, but come around and help me move my furniture when I'm vacuuming, pick up my groceries when I'm under the weather.
Mark's a good guy. I see. His name came up in connection with Miss Serena Challoner. Is that name familiar for you?
Yeah, I met Serena a few times when they were dating. Always very polite, pleasant. She had a wicked sense of humor, very sharp. She has an interesting style of clothing. Both of them do. So sad it didn't work out between them.
What caused the breakup?
You'd have to ask Mark. I know he was broken up about it. But he's been trying to move on, as far as I could tell. I think she just stopped returning his calls.
Any idea why?
Better to ask him.
When was the last time you saw Mark?
A couple nights ago, leaving his apartment.
How was he?
Normal. He's sometimes quiet, you know, but nothing out of the ordinary.
And what was he wearing?
A military jacket, a bit worn, and black jeans, I think.
Boots?
Uh-huh. Big brown ones.
There was a look on her face, concern mixed with sadness. I needed to ask her what was on her mind. I get the impression you want to ask me something.
You're sharp. Look, I'm no fool. I could tell that Mark is in some kind of trouble.
At the moment, I'm just looking to speak to him.
Don't try and lie to me, detective. I'm good at reading people. He's a good boy, no matter what you think he's involved in. All I want to know is that you'll hear him out. I don't want him hurt. Will you promise me that?
All right. I'm gonna go with phlegmatic. I just want to talk to him. That's always the best place to start. He'll get his say, I promise you.
If you're as honest as you seem, I trust you. Here, take this.
She passed me a small key, worn from years of use.
He gave me a key to his apartment in case of emergencies. If he's taken something bad or he's hurt, I want you to be able to get in there and help him.
I appreciate that, ma'am. Nice. Well, we got a key.
Sweet.
There was no answer. Mark? I'm coming in, Mark. I used the key to unlock the apartment door. Let's go in there. The unmistakable metallic stench of blood hit my nostrils as soon as I entered the apartment. Mark Torrance was nowhere to be seen. A trail of gore led towards the bathroom. There was a low, irregular rustling in the darkness. I slipped on a pair of surgical gloves and got to work. Well, we should probably go in the bathroom. He really wants me to go in that bathroom. All right. Let's check his fridge. Okay, we're going in. Mark wasn't here, but it looked like he'd left a lot of himself behind. Had he been attacked? Had he done this to himself? Where could he have gone? And more importantly, why could I still hear the rustling? It seemed to be coming from the sink. Let's look at the sink. It was a potential crime scene. I wasn't about to wash away the evidence. Oh, come on, Stan. Okay, wait, we're not gonna read that right now. There. The bile rose to my throat. The rustling was a gentle waving of glistening, fleshy leaves growing out of the plug hole. The sink was slick with blood, and a lot of it. From the color, it seemed like it had been spilled relatively recently, most likely in the last 24 hours. Oh. Okay. There was a lot of blood. It thickened around the plug hole. I probably should have right-clicked that thing first. There was a bloody handprint on each side of the sink, as if someone had braced themselves against it. Perhaps the blood in the sink had been vomited rather than seeping from a wound. That's possible. Do I have anything I can... No. A bloody handprint was speared down the wall. I decided to leave further analysis for forensics. So we leave. Let's leave. Let's, we didn't get any important evidence, so what's that? Okay. I think we just leave. I'm checking. Oh, what's that? I guess that's what he looked like. That was thumbprint. There was a bloody thumbprint on the photo. It seemed that wherever Mark had gone in his wounded state, he had looked at this photo before he left. Okay. I presume the man was Mark. He had an interesting style. And that was Serena. I realized that this was the first time I had seen her with life in her eyes. There was a bridge in the background of the picture. Probably Cobb Bridge to the east of Asheville. Well, I guess that's where we gotta go. I needed to call the station to get this place sealed off, but it was probably worth getting any lead I could beforehand. Okay, we're not done yet. Poorly written shopping list. The only words I could make out were beer and pizza. The fridge had a note on it. Look after yourself. Didn't look like Mark had followed it by stamp. Okay. Filled with filthy water. Filthy. Some filthy bong water. Sorry. We're gonna go back in here. Just look at this stuff. There was a t-shirt and jeans crumpled up on the floor. They were soaked in blood. There was trash in every pocket of the filthy jeans. I sifted through it and eventually found one item of interest. It was a handwritten invoice from Bloodweb Tattoo Studio for 2 tattoos, totaling to $30 on the 14th of June. Hey, that's cheap. What the hell? I had very little experience of commissioning tattoos, but this seemed very inexpensive. It is. It is very inexpensive. It's very suspicious. Look at the bath. The bath was grimy, but otherwise unremarkable. What about the toilet? The toilet is filthy as the rest of the room. Let's check out the medicine cabinet. Open it. Open it. Open it. Okay. A pile of assorted viscera laid on the floor. There seemed to be an organ or two within the fleshy matter, but I couldn't recognize them. They seemed to be rotting through the blood around them, though the blood around them was relatively fresh. Oh my god, I can't read. I tried not to gag. Alright, I feel like we got it. I feel like we're good. Just leave. That was fucked up. I made the call on the phone booth outside to get the apartment sealed and analyzed. I doubted Mark would come back to that bloodbath. But if he was still alive, where would he be? Well, let's go to the gallery. I can't remember what we're doing at the gallery. The painting style was familiar. It was most likely another one of Serena's. This one seemed to both convey emptiness and infinite mass. No, it was locked. Let me in. I know you see me. We're closed. And before you ask, we have no planned date for reopening. Could I have a moment of your time then? What for? I don't know you, and I don't want to. Fuck off. I'm APD, Detective Stanhope. Well then, fuck off, Detective Stanhope. The body was shaking with barely held emotion. Seeing the news of Serena Challoner's death and already midway here. I know this is a difficult time, ma'am. I just want to ask you a few questions. Then I'll be out of your hair. Fine. Thank you. Can I ask your name? It's Hu Mei Ying. I don't want to. I'm sorry if I butchered that, but I'm not doing it again. Call me Mei. How long have you known her? Since last year, sorta. What do you mean? She was looking to move up here as an artist, and I was looking for a partner to run the business. She seemed like a good fit. We had a few phone calls before she moved. Where did she move from then? New York. She said she couldn't find a way to stand out there. Too many artists. And what was she like? What do you mean? Her personality, her interests. I didn't know her that long. Help me out here. You ran a gallery together. She seemed to be considering her words. I suppose she was a pretty fragile person. At first, anyway. Fragile? In what way? Emotionally? Socially. She seemed to find conversation a chore. No, not a chore. More like a test. You could almost hear her brain analyzing every little thing. She would ask me these dumb questions like she'd never spoken to anyone before. What's your favorite cat? A smile crosses her lips before quickly becoming swallowed once more. It used to piss me off. I thought I'd made a huge mistake in hiring her. But then she got past it. And things got better. She seemed to stop caring. The questions became a joke. Maybe she got to know you, felt less nervous. Maybe. But it was sudden. Like over one day, after her birthday. What day is that? June 14th, I think. After that day, it was like she was a different person. Was she in any trouble that you were aware of? Not with regards to money, that's for sure. Her paintings do well, especially her newer ones. Why do you think that is? It's the colors, I think, and the form. Her eyes glazed over for a second. I don't know. But got this energy. What about outside of her work? Any personal issues? She paused. I can't think of any. Nothing at all? No. We done here? I didn't need to be a detective to know she was hiding something. I had to be careful to pick the right approach. Interesting. I feel like she won't like it if I demand. I feel like it's either pragmatic or sociable. I can understand why your recent no. Reticent. I don't know that word. Huh, reticent? I would be too. But believe me, I'm not looking for dirt. I just want to find out what happened to her. Anything you can give me will help. Tears welled in her eyes. She blinked them away, leaving lines in her mascara. Take your time. Yeah, she was in trouble. With who? No one. I mean, it was her head, her dreams. Something went wrong. In what way? The last couple of months, she became more and more distant. Not in a sad way, but sort of blissful. I thought you said she changed for the better. Well, she was happy. So I guess that's better, but it just seemed too much, too fast. It's good not just with the small stuff, but at times she didn't seem to care about anything. Any drug use? She took a deep breath. We did some pot, but nothing harder. These dreams you mentioned, did she describe them to you? Yeah, when I asked. She said they were full of colors at first, but then they all turned red. She said it's like it was good. She talked about a garden and a queen who ruled over it, like some sort of Alice in Wonderland shit. She said there was one tree, just one. She said she wanted to be like that tree. She said she never wanted to wake up. I stopped asking after that. Was she getting any help? She said she didn't need it. I even booked her in for some counseling, but she didn't go. I didn't know what else to do. It's just all so fucked. Thank you for your honesty. I promise I will do everything I can to make sense of this all. Thank you. Do you know Mark Torrance? I met him a few times when he and Serena went out. Seemed like a waste of space to me. I always thought she could do better. Glad she realized it herself in the end. Is he mixed up in this? I'm just gathering facts at the moment. Have you seen him recently? No, not for at least a month. Tell me about that day, her birthday. Did you spend it with her? I saw her in the night. We went to a club. It was her suggestion, which was a surprise. I think she'd already been drinking, or had something else. She was high as fuck. She never seemed to really come down after that. Did she tell you what she had done in the day? She spent the day with Mark. Got some clothes, jewelry, even a tattoo. A tattoo? A diamond? Yeah. I think she wanted to impress Mark. She was really happy with it. Kept looking at it all night. Do you know where she got it? No, sorry. I know there were a few studios in Hopper, Berwick, and Towney Heights. It could have been any of them. I think we know where to go. That's all for now. Thank you. Wait, I have something. A book. She went back to the gallery and opened her desk, retrieving the black book she had been reading. She passed it over to me, holding onto it for a split second before letting go. This was Serena's. She gave it to me a few days ago, saying I should read it. It's poetry, called Dreams of the Pale Queen. That can't be a coincidence. Yeah, I've been reading it and hoping to find some sort of answer to why it all happened. Maybe you can. I trust you. Thank you. See you around, detective. Oh, I'm so sorry for that voice. Okay. Blood Web Tattoo Studios. Or what did he say? Oh, yeah. So let's go to the office. If I could find the owner of Bloodwood Tattoo Studios, I could search up the address. Maybe somebody else will know. Call Amelia. Is that... Okay. Never mind. They're all the same. Okay. Let's go to the map. I didn't need that. Okay. Know what I need? Oh, Stanhope. You know what I need. Okay. Okay, where's Cobb Bridge? That's another thing. Oh, wait, let's read this. I had always prided myself on being well read, but I had never heard of Dreams of the Pale Queen, or its author, Hector Rufus. A brief introduction by Anton Carmen. The man who translated the work in 1904 described him as an astrologer, poet, and seer. Drawing from the... Inimitable. Drawing from the inimitable spirits of Michel de Nostradam and Tycho Brahe. Tycho Brahe? I don't... These are fancy words, guys. I'm so sorry. Due to his claims of accurate deviation. Quite the claim. I've always found it interesting that these soothsayers tended to die long before their predictions could be disapproved. Holding the book, it seemed to fall open at one particular poem, potentially its most read. It was titled Cynthia, My Queen. Oh, there goes the rain. When the velvet fell, I was as a child again. The horizon seemed a knife, cutting me from the material of time and purposing my soul anew. My heart vaulted, drowning in the joy of a new chance, yet tethered to the knowledge that I did not deserve it. She founded me there, mewling and naked, and drew me to comfort. Her arms were the land, the mountains that surrounded me, her lips the sea that kissed my skin. The roots were severed. Interesting. There is a receipt within the pages too. The book was purchased at Carmine's Books, to the north side of Mercy. The location had been added to Stanhope's map. Nice. Why can't I get a location from this? Wiggle, wiggle. Okay. Alright, it's closed. So we don't know where... okay. My apartment. I wouldn't call it a home. More a place where I had to sleep. The banner from my old fraternity. Not sure why I kept it. I had no love of the power games that had been involved. Take it down. Fucking weirdo. There were various assorted items in there. Didn't really fit anywhere else. Took my trusty flathead screwdriver. Oh. Okay. That's good. We got a screwdriver. So he puts all of his knickknacks. Painting a maroon castle from somewhere in the United Kingdom. I haven't looked into its history. I just enjoyed the detail of the picture. Okay. The apartment building at Riverside is reported to be the scene of a homicide. Further details are currently being held by the APD as investigations continue. In other news, the rain will continue today, but the temperature will remain high, along with the humidity. Here's Stephen Hush with the sport. Picture of me and Ben Drummel, my old partner. His death was a loss for all of Ashfield. Oh my god, Ben Drummel's dead and you can still phone him. Oh. Oh, Stanhope, you depressed piece of shit. You poor fella. I didn't need to score the newspaper at the moment. Fine. That's all the case. What about your bonsai? It's a cute little bonsai. My bonsai. Given to me by Abigail 3 years ago. Somehow I managed to keep it alive. Wish the same could be said for our relationship. Well, you know, you called her today, so you did good. Okay, turn that fucking TV on. Thank you. What about the easy chair? You want to take a papa squat? It looked comfortable, but I didn't have time to rest. At least not yet. Okay. So what are we doing here, Stan? Just to get a screwdriver? We just got a screwdriver? Alright. Yeah. I guess so. Huh. I'm gonna take a little pause. I'm really hungry.